we am boy.
How you doing, guys? How are you doing? How are you doing? Good morning, evening to some people. Good afternoon to some people. Oh my God, this camera is so bright. I don't know where Alan has gone, but we started the show. You're watching. I don't know where you've gone. I added you there for a minute, and now you've disappeared. So let me know if you're coming back. Welcome to the show, guys. It's a late one. I just came straight from work. Yes, I was wearing jump at work. As you can see, my bag is here, my laptop bag. But I wanted to make a show. Uh, Obviously, there's a lot that was going on. We were all watching the final, the amazing final that happened. Let me just welcome Sir Alan here. How you doing, Alan?
I'm all right. You?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I can hear you. I can hear
Can
you.
you see my camera? Can you see my camera or not?
No, it's just blank. It's just blank.
Oh, weird. That's weird.
Blank.
Just 1 second. See if this works.
Yeah.
No.
No. You're gonna have to go maybe to the settings. You know, I don't know your cameras.
Will you do me a huge favor? I did send you an email link. Could you send the link on that?
Okay, Grant, I'll do that.
Yeah, it'd be easy because I can get it on my laptop through my webcam.
Okay, Grant, that's fine. I'll do that right now. I'll do that right now.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. He hasn't yet. Okay, so look, as we're waiting for Sir Alan to come on, I'm just start off the show. Obviously, let me just see who's in the comments. We have Sir Alan saying just DM message you on. I'll check that in a few minutes. I haven't seen it yet. Gringo says, "Hola amigos, how you doing? Hola amigo, hope you. What's good? Ibrahim, I don't know. I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm gonna say, but what's good, man? McKinnon West now. I think McKinnon Win is the background. So Tanto Julien. Obviously, that's somebody who's in Spanish. I'm going to attempt to read that. So Martin, Sir Alan was here, but he wanted me to send him an email link, but I didn't see any email from him, so I'm a bit confused.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know why he can't do it through Twitter. That's weird. Because he wants on camera. I don't know why. I don't know why you want his ugly much on camera. You don't want his ugly much on camera, Pat.
You've come here with fire. Let me say that. Send me.
Anyway, good evening, Pat. How are you, mate?
Good, man. I'm good, man. I was just enjoying I've been at work, so I decided to do this video. I just want to, when these World Cups happen, especially with big names like Ronaldo, Messi, it all takes everything over. And at the end of the day, there's people in that team I just believe deserve it. So I'm not going to jump on the Messi bandwagon. I respect him. He's one of the GOATs from. But I was like, let me talk about Alvarez and the fact that he's 22 years old, just 22, he's won the World Cup. People like Enzo Fernandez in this team, people like McAllister from Brighton, people who played so well. Even Otamendi, I know he made a mistake today, flawless in this World Cup. But anyway, I just want to talk about our boy Alvarez. Right now, we have a cup winner in the team, Martin. Something that you and Carl were already given about that. What conversations are we going to have if Alvarez comes back as a World Cup? To be honest with you, after the 2 goals he scored in the semifinals, I'm pretty sure the conversation was also uncomfortable for everybody. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts so far? Like, what's next for Alvarez? Did you enjoy the match yourself?
I thought the final was enthralling. I thought it was one of them nobody deserved to lose. And I know there's no other better way. There is no other better alternative, but I hate penalty shootouts for a World Cup final. Any final, I don't like penalty shootouts because it's a lottery then. It's a gamble. It's a kick of a ball, the width of a post. I thought it was end to end. I thought Argentina dominated the first half, and then Kylian Mbappe said, "Screw that, I'm coming to the party now," and woke up second half, and France had all the ascendancy going into extra time. I thought I was a bit disappointed with some of the subs Argentina made. Didn't get the Martinez one. I thought he started playing for penalties because if you look, he started bringing on his penalty takers far too early. Far too early. And he could have, but I mean, it's 3-2, 3-3, and then France go through in the last 30 seconds of extra time, and Martinez pulls off a world-class save. It had everything. It had everything, that final. It was enthralling. But Alvarez, listen, me and Carl have had debates on this till we're blue in the face. I don't think it's as easy as just put him in the team. I know Carl will say drop Grealish. It isn't that simple. We know it's not that simple.
Martin, you and me have been agreeing. We know who Pep is.
Yeah.
Even after I hyped him at the beginning, this kid is talented. We said Pep is obviously going to take time. But Martin, what has happened here? At first, when we were talking about it, I used to say, yeah, it will get there. We'll see how it. But now I was like, World Cup winner is not a simple thing. I've noticed that it's not an easy. You're walking in that dressing room now. All the other players are like, "There's the World Cup winner." You know what I mean? But somebody's gonna have to perform. I'm telling you. Martin,
the thing is,
players are gonna have to perform at their level where it has to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Grealish, Foden, Mahrez, whoever it is, has now got 2 or 3 weeks to cement their place down. Because Alvarez is obviously going to go back to Argentina and have his big celebration. Then he'll probably have a couple of weeks off, which, to be fair, he deserves because the guy's not had a rest in a year and a half. And by the way, this is not a kid. This guy is 23 in January. He's not a kid. This is what people forget. He's older than Haaland. But people talk about him like he's some 17-year-old kid who's just going to sit on a bench and wait.
You see, that's the other thing. Where the age is going right now, he's moved from an 18 million striker. Right now, if you're looking at Alvarez, you have to be talking a million above. That's what you're talking to if you come for him.
Well, the one thing you've got is they'll probably renegotiate a contract now because he's only on 50 grand a week.
Yeah.
He's only on 50 grand a week. So the first thing you're going to have to do is renegotiate a contract, which I think City will do without a problem. And listen, you know what? I don't dispute what Carl says when he says it should happen. I just know, I know Pep. Not personally, but I watched him for long enough to know what this guy's going to do. It is not just a straight Grealish out, bench him, and Alvarez comes in. It's not that straightforward. I wish it was, but Pep chose this road. Pep's got to get himself out of this little road now. Well, do you know what? It's also a nice problem to have, isn't it? Is this not a nice problem to have?
It is, because I like having somebody like Alvarez who's just gone through winning like World. He's in a dress. Okay, he's been in a dressing room that's won the World Cup. I know the dressing room we have trophies, but I think you understand that World Cup, Champions League is sort of like different sort of tournament football. Do you get what I mean? It's tournament football.
Totally different.
Him coming back, he's coming with being in a team where this is how we won a tournament.
It's totally different because for a start off, Argentina ain't going to get the space that's probably what I'm trying to say. City don't get the space Argentina have. That's tournament football in foot. I always go back. Raheem Sterling in the Euros had a fabulous tournament, if you remember, but was really good. Came back and sat on the bench for City. I don't think Pep buys into this. Oh, you've had a great tournament, but because KDB's had an absolute shit tournament, so we're benching him out.
No,
Are we
KDB
benching Kevin De
obviously.
Bruyne out?
No.
So
KDC,
no, that's what I mean.
I think you have to understand that coming from. But I'm telling you, Martin, this particular issue we have where there's somebody to a striker good as Alvarez has just who can play as a left winger and the right and has just won a World Cup. It's different. Don't forget this World Cup is different. This hits. Let me welcome Carl and let me welcome Alan. Finally, I think he got my email. So
I told you wanted to be on camera. I told you wanted to be on camera.
Martin, how are you?
Hey, Alan, Patrick, Martin, how are you guys?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Good, man. How you doing? I thought you were at the party, Carl.
Yeah, but I got to come out for this, man. This is just too enjoyable not for me not to come out and support you, brother.
He's coming on to renegotiate Alvarez's contract.
I mean, listen, Patrick.
I think that's one thing that's guaranteed is that there will be a negotiation of his contract and how
Alan, a month ago, right? I said when I said that we're going to get into a very uncomfortable discussion when this boy wins the World Cup.
Right.
Where he comes back, and you have Grealish or Morris starting, and he's on the bench. Right? I don't care who Guardiola is. He cannot bench that kid. If you want to win the Champions League, he has to start with Erling Haaland. He has to.
Yeah, well, all I'll say to you is it's a fantastic problem to have. That now we've got all these players that can be rotated, and they will be rotated. Whatever you might say, they will be rotated. All right, because if you played Argentina or some of these top sides against City and Liverpool and all the big sides in the Premier League, we would beat them. And you've got to understand that it's a squad game now. We're going to have a lot of games between now and the middle of May to fit in. That's 3 games a week minimum. All right, plus Champions League games, plus League Cup, FA Cup, all these games going to be. There's no way Haaland's going to play all of them because he's only a human being. All right, you've got to have alternatives to put into games. And Alvarez will come in and play on the left or the right hand side, or sometimes the number 9 when he's required. And you're also going to have Grealish, who's had a good season for us up to now, and he has had a good season, coming in and taking the ball up top and dragging us forward, and most importantly, keeping the ball. All right, which he does keep the ball well. And you're going to play Foden there. You're going to play Foden on the right, on the left. You know, I'd love to see Phil Foden playing number 10. He doesn't do it a lot, but maybe we'll see an alternative there. But we've got to understand it's a fabulous position to be in now, because this lad's got his confidence. But I still think Alvarez has got to learn to play with his back to goal. I don't think he does that very well, to be fair. He has the ball in front of him. He's good. And playing for Argentina, he has a number 10, i.e. Messi, playing it through on the angles.
But Alan,
very different.
The counter argument to you is in every game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, Alvarez scores goal, gives assist. Against Forest, scores. He scored 6 goals in like 5 appearances for City. In the Champions League versus Sevilla, right? Grealish gets hooked for Alvarez. This kid is ready. And now, Premier League, I agree with you, right?
I'm going to say something to you now. I'm going to say
something
to you now.
But
there's a reason why Sterling and Jesus went. And now we know.
No. So yes. So Premier League, I agree with you. But let's say it's a Champions League final, I'm not starting Mahrez or Grealish. I'm not. There's no way you start Grealish in a UCL final when Alvarez just played the game of his life in the semi-finals and the final. He knows how to win. He's won their Champions League. He's won the Team League in Argentina. He's won the World Cup. This kid and Enzo Fernandez. I'm telling you now, Enzo Fernandez.
I'm going to say something about. I've heard your debate on that on Twitter. All right, I will say one thing: we have to get 8 homegrown players into the squad. Otherwise, we can't have. So if you're going to go for homegrown players, we're going to have to look at Bellingham first in
I don't want
reserve.
Bellingham.
And
Bellingham's not
listen,
good enough, Alan. He's not good
that's
enough
fine.
for us.
But
He's not good enough for us.
But the guy you just mentioned, yeah, but that means who's going to go out of the squad?
Gundogan's leaving.
Yeah.
Gundogan is leaving.
When's he leaving?
Next year. He's 6 months out of his contract. He's gone. Gundogan is leaving.
We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. I've got Bellingham. I would take.
He's not good enough. He's not, Alan. He's not. Listen, I know he's English, but he's not good enough.
Yeah,
Bellingham is not good enough for City. He's great for Liverpool. He's great for Liverpool. He's not good enough for us.
I've said to Martin on a number of occasions that I've been saying for 6 months that Bellingham's going to Liverpool. He won't go to us this year. No way.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree.
But at the same point, we've still got to fill our quotas, and there's a few players, as Martin will tell you, that are in their mid-30s now, who are homegrown players that are going to need to be replaced with homegrown players. Otherwise, we're not allowed to.
Let's go find a left back that's English or right back that's English, or go buy a centre half that's English and put him on the play. But you just cannot.
Aki is homegrown because he started it.
Then we keep him. Yeah, exactly.
So we keep.
Listen, I think the problem, like Alan said, it's a nice problem to have, and I totally get it. Alvarez should be starting. The thing that is intriguing here, especially even happened yesterday. Haaland only played 60 minutes, and he came off. Now I can see this happening of Haaland the first 60 minutes, Alvarez the last 30 minutes. Where that problem then becomes, though, for me, is the style of play. If you look every single time Alvarez has played through the middle as a 9 for us, we start knocking balls in head high as though like Haaland's still there. They've got to start adapting. Now, whether or not this squad can adapt mid-game from Haaland to Alvarez is another question, whether they can do that. Up to now, when Alvarez has done the number 9 role, he's struggled, not because of Alvarez, but because of the players around him.
I disagree, Martin. I mean, there's so many games to talk about.
I'm only saying what I'm saying. I've seen Rodri playing 3 feet, and he loses.
Martin, I can give you 4 examples. Against Liverpool in the Community Shield, Alvarez comes on, game changes. Yeah. Against Forest, Alvarez is on 6-0. Against Chelsea, Alvarez gives the assist and gets a goal. I can give you examples. Sevilla, Alvarez is playing number 9, gets a goal, gets the assist.
Cal. The reason Alvarez was so good because Grealish was amazing that night against Chelsea.
No, Grealish against Sevilla.
No, he wasn't. He was man of the match. He was man of the match against Chelsea. He was man of the match against Chelsea.
See, Martin, a player who has 2 goals in 24 months is
he's never been a goal scorer. Never been a goal scorer.
He's not Martin. He's not good enough to start in a UCL final for
Bernardo Silva not good enough for them.
Bernardo Silva plays a deep line midfielder. That's what he is. He
doesn't score goals. Bernardo doesn't score goals and doesn't assist a lot.
Martin, if we want to win the UEFA Champions League, Grealish cannot start for us. I'm telling you right now. He's not efficient enough in front of goal. He's not.
Bernardo's not. So let's keep Bernardo out there.
Bernardo's a different player, Martin, from Grealish is. Bernardo's a different player from Grealish. He's a different player.
Cal, where has Bernardo been playing this year? Where has Bernardo been playing? 1 minute, Alan. Where has Bernardo been playing this year? Right wing.
You tell me. No, Martin, come on. Bernardo has played many games in central midfield, Martin. He's only played 2 games on the right. 2.
I give up. I mustn't be watching the same games.
I can tell you the games played on the right.
I was there. Was not watching him.
He played against Brentford on the right. That's what he did. All the other games played central. No, that was Kevin, Martin. That was Kevin. Kevin on the right.
Carl, Martin, just calm down for a second. Every single player we've got in the squad at the moment will play games. And so, and so will Grealish, okay? And so will Alvarez, all right? And and Pep is the only man on here who's going to be picking the team on the day, right? Grealish has got his pluses. He's also got his minuses. But also as Alvarez has got his pluses and so his minuses. He will
Absolutely
pick what
agree.
he feels is right. But Grealish, to me, this season has played a lot better. I think, Carl, you've got to admit that, okay?
No, I agree. I agree with you, Alan. I agree that Grealish has played a lot better.
And one thing I was pleased about is that Grealish didn't play hardly any minutes in the World Cup, so he sat there having a rest but training every day, which is fantastic.
But Alan, so if Grealish is not good enough to start, if Grealish is not good enough to start for Gareth Southgate, what gives him the right to start for Man City? Seriously.
Well, I want to give you an analogy here. If Gareth Southgate was picking Raheem Sterling above Foden,
and he was starting Mason Mount above Foden as well. So
yeah, he was.
I will say this very quickly. Gareth Southgate is not a good England manager. We all know.
I agree.
He's not.
I agree.
He's not. And,
No, he's
and
not.
This behavior that he has to say. Okay. Let me welcome our guest here. Are you here with us?
We're so lucky,
Yeah.
man. We're so lucky, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, what's your opinion on Alvarez? Right now, obviously he's a World Cup. What's next for him? He comes back to City. Do you think he still has to hold bench?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's been a great show. Been listening a lot of times at work and stuff like that. So it's my first time on. And yeah, big up to you guys, fans of Manchester City. Me personally, I'm more objective, just a follower of the game, lover of the beautiful game. So any of my opinions are just as unbiased as possible. For me, I hear the one guy talking about how Alvarez won the World Cup. Just, you got to stop. Like, he didn't win a World Cup. There's 11 players on a pitch. This final, he wasn't even in the top 5 players playing in the final game. He's a good young player, but as a City fan, you should know what Haaland has been doing and is on a trajectory to be doing is historic. It's unprecedented. It's never been seen or really even dreamt of at his age. You put Haaland in that Argentina team, the guy's probably scoring 11 goals this entire World Cup. I mean, that's just what he does. So going back into the Premier League and beyond, into European competitions, I think Alvarez really is only going to play games in like the Carabao Cup, if you guys are still in that. Which I'm
No.
sure you guys are in.
See, my friend, nobody's debating Haaland versus Alvarez. We're not saying that. The argument we're making, and maybe is that we believe that we should play Alvarez and Haaland together, not one or the other. That's the debate. We all know Erling Haaland is supernatural. He's a gifted talent. He's an alien. We get that, right?
Pep's not going to play a front two, though.
Yes, he can. 3-front-3. He's done it before. He's played Foden, Alvarez, and Haaland in the front 3.
With 2 nines.
Liverpool. No, he played him left. He played him left.
On the left wing? Okay, yeah, then that's a different argument. I mean, if he can play on the wing, then yes.
Yeah. Like the
debate
is not about.
The conversation was whether or not he's going to come in the team as a striker.
No. At all. I mean, you make some good points. The debate is not about Haaland versus Alvarez. We all know it's clear. It's going to be Erling Haaland. It is Erling Haaland. The debate is, if we have a UCL final and you want to get goals and you want to press and be ruthless, do you play Mahrez instead of Alvarez? Do you play Grealish instead of Alvarez?
Oh, definitely. I think he comes in front of Jack Grealish. I mean, was Jack Grealish starting for England? I don't think so. When you look at what he's doing,
that's because we have a crap manager.
Well, here's the thing: when you look at what Alvarez is doing at his age with that pressure, all the other 10 players on the pitch for Argentina were pulling together, so that Messi could collect that last Infinity Stone, which is the World Cup. So the pressure that he's playing at in a different system outside of Man City, and he's still performing, is pretty. It's pretty exceptional. It's amazing. I do think he comes in front of Riyad Mahrez. I think that guy's time is up. When you look at what Riyad Mahrez is doing, he's like the last guy him and Kante are like the last guys that are left from that Leicester team. Yeah. And I think that his time, because Jamie Vardy's also slowing down, and everybody, I mean, Wes Morgan, and we don't need to talk about Harry Maguire. I think he was holding bench in that team. Or maybe he wasn't even starting.
Yeah,
Go
you've
ahead.
got to understand. You've got to understand. England and Man City are two very different things. The England coach in-game management is very, very poor, which we know. That's why they tend to go out at the quarterfinals and semi-final stage. They've got the players capable of winning that trophy, but while they've got Southgate in charge, there's no chance. Absolutely no. His in-game management is poor. That's been the biggest argument for 3 years. And we've been saying that for a long, long time. The problem is.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go
Alan.
on.
Go ahead. No, Alan, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up. Sorry, I apologize.
No, I just think Alvarez is right by saying he's a very good young talent, and he's got a lot of potential, which he has. He's going to get games, and he's going to get games on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, or sometimes down the middle if Haaland doesn't play. It's a great position.
It's what games?
It is a great
games?
Martin, is it possible, Martin? Is there a solution where if Gundogan leaves, Grealish drops to the left 8? And that
yes. It all comes down to this. The problem is you've got is the biggest problem is Pep Guardiola. As much as this is madness to say, it is. Because Carl is spot on with what he's saying. Goal for goals, ruthless. That isn't Pep. Pep's about bloody ball control and slow it all down and left to right and keep possession. I know for a fact against Brighton, do you know what he was fuming about against Brighton? That Brighton had more possession than us. He flipped his lid over that. Yeah, flipped his lid over Brighton having more possession than us. Because then you control of the game. That is where the Grealish card comes in. For Grealish, it's not about the goals; it's about the ball control and the ball retention. Yeah. Now, what you've got to say is that Alvarez. I mean, can I just say? Maybe it's me. He's not young. He's 23 next year. He's not 19 like Bellingham. We're not talking like a young kid here. He's 23. Yes, that's still young. But in footballing terms, it's not actually young.
He has to peak yet, Martin.
No, exactly. No, he hasn't peaked yet. Now, I get Carl's concern because if you look, the problem is you've got, I always remember talking, and Alan was on the same show, we had a chat with Spencer Pryor. And we're talking about Laporte. And it's like Spencer Pryor said, and he's been in dressing rooms, and he said, it's not always about playing the games for footballers. It's what games. That was Sterling's issue. Sterling wasn't asked about playing against Fulham or a Brentford or a Southampton. He wanted Liverpool, United, Tottenham, cup finals, semi-final. That's the problem. Now, the problem is we have Haaland. Haaland is the box office. Haaland is the reason we've now going for the stadium extension. This stadium extension is 10 years in the making. We're only doing it now because Haaland's there. And they're going to renegotiate Haaland's deal to get rid of this release clause. Hence why Real Madrid have gone, oh, we're just going to buy this 16-year-old instead. Because they can't get Haaland. Haaland's going nowhere. Sorry, tough tits on that one. Haaland stays. So what you got to do now is...
Martin, I just say, hey, you guys seen the Sky Sports Premier League production start, the commercial about Premier League coming back? Guess who they're promoting? Erling Braut Haaland. You saw that video?
Exactly. The guy is absolute box office. The guy is absolutely just out of this world. I still pinch myself that I was sick watching him, which is, out of just amazing. At the end of the day, Manchester City got themselves in this little problem. They're going to have to get themselves in this little problem now because we've gone from having no striker to having two strikers. So what you got to do is,
can I just say something? Martin, though, I'm pretty sure, like, this is just me. I'm pretty sure when Alvarez was, because I remember the time when I was covering Alvarez and I was saying, oh, his FG is going to come to City. And then we were also covering Hunt at the same time. That's during the same moment. I know Alvarez came first in Haaland, but I'm pretty sure Alvarez was told that they saw coming, and he looked at that and still said, I'm still coming to City. You get my point?
Yeah, and that's great.
They told him, because remember what Pep said, even a girl said it, that they told me a big is coming. And also at the same time, Aguero said, "I told Alvarez to go there." So I'm pretty sure that there's a big guy coming there. So Alvarez knew what he's coming to.
Of
So
course,
maybe
yeah,
we
of
should also
course.
give him credit that came here and said, "You know what? There's Haaland here. I'll do my best." So to be honest with you, quite
exactly.
It's quite surprising to me that if Alvarez was the striker we had, I was gonna be saying anything. I was going to be complaining.
Alan, can we just take
Oh, sorry, go on, Carl.
No, Alan, Alan and Martin, can we just thank Cheeky on the board for this for this problem that we have? 14 million quid. 14 million quid, 51 million quid. That's 65 for both Haaland and Alvarez. 65.
And Liverpool spent 85 on Nunes. Plus add-ons.
Alan, how? Alan?
The scouting situation of City is very, very good, which clearly is. There's a reason, like we touched on it before, there's a reason why we let Jesus and Sterling go, because we knew that Alvarez was coming in. We knew the potential of him. And it's clear to see.
Also, Ferran Torres, we let go.
Aye?
I'm saying, don't forget, we also let go Torres. Ferran Torres was let go too.
Oh, yeah, Ferran Torres, yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Torres was thinking about something else in his body, rather than football situation. He was in love, wasn't he? His head gone. So, what I will say to you is we're in a very fortunate position. I won't say it's a problem. I think it's a luxury that we've got two very good forward players. We've got money to spend because, as Martin will tell you, we've got huge credit in the bank after last year with the amount of money we paid for players, but also what we sold. So we've got a very healthy situation to go out to the market, whether it be in January or whether it be next summer, to bring in probably a much younger midfield player that is needed. I will say one thing: I would love to see either Foden or Grealish move in midfield to see how they would do. And at some point, I think that will happen. And yes, they've got to produce, because if they don't, we've certainly got good players to be able to do that role anyway at the moment. We've got to look at it. I think, how old's KDB now? Is it 32 or 31, 32?
32.
Yeah. So he's not going to go on forever, which is clear to see.
He looked sharp yesterday, though, Alan. He looked really sharp yesterday. That's
right. He's a good, he's a brilliant footballer. But at some point, we're going to have to bring in a new model there, and hopefully one of those models. And it depends how Pep sees it. Like Martin told me before, and he's right, Bellingham is more of a replacement for KDB, which I think he is. And I think that your mate that you're looking at from Argentina is probably more suited to the way we play, because he's a passer rather than a box to box. And it might surprise us again and buy the bloody pair of them. And
that's exactly what I want to do, Alan. Get the both for them, because you solved two problems. Honestly, you solved the homegrown issue. You solved the homegrown, because we are 2 or 3 spaces short. Carson won't go on forever. Alan, and I know that there is something within this Gavardiol deal. They are 100% looking at him as Carl. They are looking at him as a left back, because he plays left back for Leipzig.
It is. But I think that Rico Lewis is a definite shoe-in.
Can I just say, Pat, I'm sorry, I'm just going to totally hijack. I watched the Rico Lewis yesterday, and if anyone has seen
Martin,
I'm telling you now,
Martin,
box office.
Listen, Martin, I watched that game with my missus yesterday. And watching that game, I was like, my God, look how great these boys are playing. I mean, that's Girona's first team, who gave Madrid and Barcelona problems.
Yeah, that is the
team.
And
those kids,
that's the team.
Those kids were playing like moving and passing the ball was so quick.
Who's that kid? Katongo or something?
Katonga and Charles.
He didn't make any mistake at all. He didn't make.
Do you know the only one who didn't belong? You're gonna laugh at me. You know the only one who didn't belong, and I don't mean to go in. No, Gomez. He looks awful. Gomez looked awful. I'm sorry, but he looked out of his depth. No, Pat, go and watch the right hand side of Girona. They destroyed him.
It was that kid that was. I had. Is it Morgan? Or what's his name? Is it Morgan or what's his name?
Morgan Rogers. We thought he was wonderful.
Alan Martin.
I felt like he was trying too hard.
I have to go now. My wife is calling me for. There's a party. She's calling me whenever I am. But hey, Martin, do a show on this, brother. Alan, I want to see you again soon, man. It's been great. Patrick, you know where to find me.
You don't want to see him again. You really don't want to see Alan again.
Hey guys, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Mancunia Way. Subscribe to True City Fan, and look for Alan where he is. Alan makes a lot of sense. And
on this note, don't worry, actually, I'm actually about to close. It's 30 minutes. I wanted to do 30 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, so anything, Alan and Martin, anything to say on all this? Congrats to Alvarez and Argentina and Messi, obviously. And we like, to be honest with you, as I don't know, I just Alan and Martin, Martin, you and Carl was saying there's going to be a difficult conversation. It's going to be hard. I just remember the time when Mahrez won the AFCON. You remember he played so many games and he had the hype from the AFCON. He got us to the Champions League final. I just feel like it's the same for Alvarez. I feel like you're right that Mahrez and Grealish have got this week's Alvarez is in Argentina or away to prove to themselves that these positions belong to me. We'll see, because Pep doesn't have any favoritism. He will drop somebody. Looking at Alvarez, who can press that well, somebody will be dropped.
The problem is Mahrez has just signed a new contract. You've got Grealish at 100 million on 300 grand a week. You can't just bench these lads forever and say see you later. It's a good problem to have. It's a nice problem. Every other team in the world would like this problem. They would love this problem.
Definitely.
There's no team it wouldn't.
I'm pretty, yeah. Can I just ask you here? I know we keep talking Enzo Fernandez. Has anybody looked guy and he's been under our noses at Brighton? Is it McAllister? My God, that he commanded the midfield. And you saw even Jack, who's does a good source for City transfers, wrote a message that unfortunately, knowing Brighton, Pereira is now the benchmark. So whoever comes after McAllister, you get a lot of money because he's had a very good World Cup and he's a very good player. And I think every week, if you look at the assists for Brighton, he's top level all the time, 9 out of 5 performances. So what do you think of this? He's a box to box, and that's somebody we're going to be looking at.
I'll go first. He's a good footballer, okay, and he fits into the Argentina team well. But the Premier League and the international teams are very, very different. You've got the best players in the world playing in the Premier League, all in different teams. Okay,
yeah.
Let's face it, Otamendi plays for Argentina, and he's not the best centre half, is he? Let's be honest. No, I knew that would wind him up. So I get that Martin knows my opinion on. I call him diving in, sitting on his ass, trying to tackle everybody. Otamendi, he never stands on his feet, which is true. Look at today's performance. There we go. And then, but they play in their international teams, and there is weak links in every international team. You look at England's; they've got plenty of weak links, but they're still a good side.
Jordan Henderson looked world class for England.
Yeah,
he's absolutely at Liverpool.
Yeah, in Jordan Henderson, you've got teams in in the States, in Italy's team, and who are and Italy, they're one of the strongest sides in the world. They didn't qualify. They're still one of the. You look at France; they're still the best team in the world. 5 of their best players didn't play. They're all out injured. If they've had, because France had their B team, and they still got to the final. Yeah. So it's a knockout competition. So yeah, but he is a good player. He plays for Brighton. Someone will come in for him, and Brighton, because they've got good owners, and they have got good owners, will charge the earth for him, and they'll get that money.
Yeah, you're paying 80 above. You're paying 80 now with Brighton.
Problem is you've got all the top teams are after midfielders this summer.
Yeah.
From January onwards, Liverpool, United, probably Chelsea, because Chelsea just buy everyone for some weird reason. I don't know why. They just want to buy everyone. But Chelsea, Liverpool, us, Tottenham, even every single top team in the Premier League are after a midfielder.
Yeah.
There's only so many. City can't go out and buy everyone. Liverpool can't go out and buy everyone. So I can see a McAllister going somewhere like Tottenham, for example, going to sort of the next level. Because Alan's got a point. Like I said, Jordan Henderson looked amazing for England. Ask a Liverpool fan what they think of Jordan Henderson, and they won't give you sixpence for him. So it's a dangerous thing to gauge on a World Cup. Because just go back to where El Hadj Diouf. El Hadj Diouf had an amazing World Cup for Senegal, went to Liverpool, and ended up at Bolton Wanderers. I'm not being, it's. I suppose it depends.
I remember him.
It depends. He's all down. Listen, keep saying it. All those fans can argue till we're blue in the face about Bellingham, Fernandes, Alvarez, Billy next door. It only counts. Only one man's decision actually counts here.
Yeah. Look, let's be honest. They've already scouted the midfielder. They have scouted the midfielders already. They cannot. Look, unless somebody performs out of their skin and becomes something better. I'm pretty sure they've been watching somebody for a while and they know who it is. So we're gonna find out soon.
City look long term, Pat. You look long term, but Bellingham's not for now. They're not looking at Bellingham for right now. They're looking at Bellingham for 10 years. They have looked at Saka at Arsenal. They're not looking at Saka for now. They're looking at Saka for a 10-year plan.
I think you know what? I know Arsenal fans won't like to hear this. This links with and the fact that that contract still keeps dragging. I have to. If I was Arsenal,
and he's homegrown. And he's homegrown as well. Pep, he likes a core of English if he's in England, a core of Spanish in Spain, a core of German in Germany. That's why that kid at Bayern Munich will never leave, because Bayern Munich will keep him at all costs because he's an homegrown lad. He'll never go anywhere because they can't afford to let him out the door. So we can love all these players, but sadly we don't sit with a game controller in our hands going, right, we'll buy him and buy him and buy him and we'll buy him. It just doesn't work that way. And the problem is, as Alan said, everyone knows we've got a sack load of money available.
And our midfielders are going to the 32, 33, so they know that our City's going to be looking for something. Yeah, look, so that's
Bernardo's the one that needs to down, Pat.
For him, I'm not begging him again. Alan and Martin, if he continues with his agent saying I have to, and if he continues crying for Barcelona, I'll just look at him and say, you know what?
They need to give him what he wants. If he wants 300 grand a week, just, you know what? Get him a private jet, get him a solarium, get him a bloody hot tub, get him whatever he wants to keep his missus happy and keep him in Manchester.
Nah, if he stays, it'll be incredible.
Martin's right. When it comes to murmurings of Bernardo going here, Bernardo going there, the agent's doing this, not Bernardo for starters, and he's doing it for one reason: to lift his salaries, 150 grand a week roughly, right? If City turn around and says, right, it's 250 a week, he ain't going anywhere. He ain't getting that. He ain't getting that anywhere in Spain. He ain't getting that anywhere in Spain.
You're not getting that from Barcelona.
No, they haven't got any money. These two clubs we're talking about, Real Madrid and Barcelona, right now in the current world situation, they can't afford that wage. Sorry, they can't. Right? So if he's trying to renegotiate a lift in his salary, which I personally think he deserves 250.
He deserves a lot.
If you think about the team we've got and what his performances have been over the last 2 or 3 years, he deserves an increase, right? What the increase will be, that's up to his agent and Bernardo and the club, okay? As long as he's happy, I think he'll stay. I think Martin tends to agree with that, okay? So, the situation with the team at the moment is that if a player comes into the team, whether it be Alvarez or whoever, Foden or Grealish, If they don't perform, they're out of the team because they know players. They know there's players behind them who will come in and grab that place, right? Which, trust me, that is a good situation to be because you know the players are on the toes.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And if Alvarez gets his chance at number 9 and he bangs in that trick and he bangs in 2 goals in 2 games and whatever, he ain't going to drop him.
Oh, so he's benching Haaland. Get off. Get off now, Alan.
He might.
Benching bloody Haaland now.
We got it here, Martin and Alan. Thank you very much for coming. And Carl, thank you for your ever spirited cameo. And I'm pretty sure people are gonna enjoy the. I timed it about 7 minutes of Martin and Carl talking about. Again,
emotionally talking about.
Yeah, you guys should do me a favor. The next chat. I think let's close Alvarez. This must be the video that closes Alvarez playing in the team anymore because you guys, I was looking at the
we're just not going to agree on Grealish. We will never agree on Grealish. That's just the end of it. We're never going to agree on Grealish.
On Jude and Enzo Fernandez, you never agree. Also,
no, I want them both. Get them both. Just get both of them.
Yeah, it's good to have Alan. Alan is the neutral now in this emotional fight. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching.
I've seen Carl and Martin go at it, hammer and tongue before. Don't worry, it's eventful. All that's all I can say.
It's very eventful. It's one of the most exciting things to see. Sometimes I just say, let me just leave it. It's just exciting because they agree at the end. I agree. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Mancunian Way. That's channel, very good channel. I don't know where to find Alan. Alan, obviously, find him on Twitter. Find him on Twitter.
You might find Alan somewhere very soon. Just keep it. Just keep it. Let's see what happens. You might see Alan very soon.
We might. Yeah, find Carl on Pitch Points. That's if. That's his channel. Go find him on Pitch Points.
Go and subscribe to Pat.
Here.
You do subscribe to everybody.
Yeah, subscribe to everybody. I think we're all in the same boat, Martin. It's good to always and subscribe to Veda Games. My boy Veda Games. I was speaking to him this morning. Subscribe to Veda Games, and hopefully
he's gone missing.
Yeah,
he's gone missing. He's missing in action at the moment, Veda.
Yeah, he loves Man City. So maybe the whole family back, Martin, as soon as the football is back. You know what? Before we go, am I the only one who's not so excited for that Carabao Cup?
No, I am. I can't wait for it.
Defenders have to. We're not going to play with seniors. Then the back. But
I don't think Liverpool will. I don't think Liverpool will, Pat. Liverpool tend to throw out the kids in this competition. That's why I'm intrigued with it. And I just hope he plays a really.
We've City the
no, that's a good point. Well, we've still got KDB, Rodri and Laporte are back tomorrow. Yeah. So they might. I think Aki's back tomorrow. I'm presuming Akanji's then back tomorrow. So
I thought they were booted. When?
Well, Jack Grealish isn't back because Jack's in New York doing his Home Alone tour, eating pizza.
Don't let Carl see that.
Don't show Carl Grealish eating pizza. No, he's doing he's over there doing a thing for Gucci because he's a spokesman for Gucci, so he's doing a tour for Gucci.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've heard he's going to Carl. I've heard he's going to Carl's for dinner tomorrow night. So
Carl, why don't you meet Grealish? He's in New York. Go meet him, Carl. Have a meeting. Kick it off. You might find you have a lot.
I think he's got Jude with him as well, Pat. So Jude and Jack are going to have a chat with Pat. With Carl, they're going to have a chat with Carl. I tell you, you'll see a picture on Twitter in 2 days of Carl with Grealish and Jude either side.
I would that picture would need to print it out every time I'm doing a show because that would be rare. That would be a
If that was the case, mate, can you imagine how excited the media would get with clickbait? And oh, he's signing for City. He's definitely coming now. All the garbage that would come out from the media, and everyone would believe it. Oh my God, yeah.
I used to fall for those things, Alan, back in the days because I never knew what the YouTubers do. So I used to just believe, I was one of those naive beliefs. And there was a YouTube and it was just saying so and so is signed, and I'll be like, yes, they're signing, and I'll be like, I thought you told us that they're signing last week. Now,
Listen, I'll tell you a true story. When the rumor was out a few years ago that Messi's coming to City, Martin ran me at 3:00 in the morning to tell me he's coming. And I'm just going, when he signs, I'll believe it. Until then, forget it. Right?
Just before you close, Alan was the only person who didn't believe Haaland was signing when we all told him he was. Alan thought he was going to Real Madrid.
Now, I have an attitude. When they turn up at City, sign and hold that shirt up, that's the only time I believe anything.
It's true though, because your heart can be broke. Do you remember Danny Alvarez? You remember Danny Alvarez?
Yeah.
I thought that was it. I thought Danny Alvarez. I was like, I know he's old, but he's coming to City. No, never.
He changed his mind though, didn't he? Because
I know he did. He betrayed
his wife wanted to go to Paris. His wife wanted to live in Paris rather than, I mean, to be fair, I'd rather live in Paris than Manchester sometimes, but it's a bit cold over there at the minute. It's like -5.
If you like rain a lot, Manchester's the place. If you like rain, but until then, I'd go elsewhere.
Yeah. On that note, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, notification buttons on. We'll see you next time for the Man City versus Liverpool. When is it played, by the way? Because I see people preview.
Thursday night.
Oh yeah, maybe preview Wednesday night. There'll be a preview Wednesday night. That's if I'm not working. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. Those guys are watching this later. Don't forget to subscribe to Mancunian Way, Pitch Points, CD channels, and also subscribe to this. There's a challenge, and I might not get this challenge, but I will. I will hustle every day. We'll get to 1,590 right now. 94 actually after the hustle. So we'll see each other then. Anyway, good.